Absolutely, we're gonna be watching Matt Walsh. I have to. Sylvie says, how much more do I pay you for insults? I'm just curious. If I do that, Sylvie, is it technically considered sex work? Given the nature of how that is, because I think that would qualify. That, yeah, I ain't doing that. Anyway, real quick, before we get any further, I want to go ahead and show you guys some fan art because y'all are fucking awesome. Each and every one of you are amazing. And y'all's fan art is also amazing. This is from Calder Ulfer. They said, no psychiatric torture this time, just some chilling in the rain. You know, this is a very, very somber piece. I think I would rather be inside that building right there. All things considered. Jessica says, oh, there's a lot to take in. There is. I don't know what this number means, but I'm sure somebody in the comment section might know and might be able to illuminate that for me. That said, as always, thank you for your fan art submission. If you want your fan art to be shown in the future, go ahead and let me know in the comment section below. With that said, let's go ahead and move on to what's going on in regards to, you know, that whole Super Bowl thing. Because, guys, oh, I've been seeing some shit.
So Bad Bunny finally performed the Super Bowl halftime show on Sunday, and apparently we're all supposed to hand out brownie points because it wasn't as visually offensive as it could have been.
Who's saying that? Who is saying that brownie points need to be given out? Where are you finding that?
Because he didn't show up in drag wearing prosthetic boobs, so the bar was set in hell. But the whole show was still entirely in Spanish, so most of the audience couldn't actually understand it. The Washington Post tells us it was full of wholesome family values. Others lectured Christians on how we should be celebrating it because Jesus loves people who speak all kinds of languages.
He does, though, ostensibly. In fact, actually, he's directly responsible for them having languages in the first place. You know the Tower of Babel? That's where it's from.
But the problem with rocking out to a song sung in a language that you don't understand is that you don't understand it.
You have Google Translate. You can use it, I promise you.
Allow me to help you out. Here are some of the lyrics that Bad Bunny performed at the Super Bowl halftime show, translated for your convenience. Ready for this? Bet you're not. I'm gonna take them all to the VIP. Say hello to Auntie. Let's take a selfie, say cheese, let the ones I already smile. A Dominican who is a fresh hottie, fresh hottie. The one from Barcelona that came by plane and says that my dick is fire. My dick is being chased and I want you to hide it. Grab it like a bonga. She took a pill that made her horny. She f***s in the Audi, not in the Honda. That's what was being performed in front of more than 150 million people at the nation's largest sporting event by a cross-dressing rapper who we're supposed to believe Jesus would have been applauding because he spews his filth in something other than English.
So nobody is saying that, but here's what I'll say. So he did rap? Ma'am, I'm just curious. So when I was a kid, I wondered if everybody around me was just a fucking dumbass prude. Like, if everybody around me who was much older than me was a dumbass prude. And now I understand that it is the fact. Like, dumbass prudes who are kids grow up to be dumbass prudes who are adults. And then they push that shit onto their kids as well. And that seems to be what's going on here. Ma'am, yeah, the lyrics are a little offensive in the sense that talking about sex is offensive to some people. Why should I care? Explain to me why I should care. Explain to me why this is something that I should give even the smallest, tiniest iota of a shitling about. Because I don't know if I should at all. Also, yeah, meanwhile, ma'am, you do understand that Kid Rock had his own fun little song in Osmosis Jones where he talked about liking underage women. You remember that, right? You remember that? Like, if we're talking about people who were unwholesome, if Bad Bunny didn't do the cross-dressing at the Olympics or at the Super Bowl, I don't understand sports, then why do we give a shit? Why is that even a thing we're talking about? And if we are talking about that, then surely we can talk about Kid Rock talking about how much he loves underage girls in the Osmosis Jones movie. All right, I'm definitely gonna get hit for copyright real quick, but like, just if we want to go ahead and bring up anything that Bad Bunny did outside of the Super Bowl, then surely we can talk about this for a little bit. Like, surely, young ladies, I like them underage. See that they say that's statutory, but I say it's mandatory. Like, I recognize that it's a performance in a movie, and so I shouldn't give a shit, right? I recognize that it's not that important. But if I recognize it's not that important, that's because I'm a fucking adult. I'm an adult in the room. Lady, young lady, I'd like you to also be the adult in the room and recognize that the shit that happened outside of the Super Bowl doesn't fucking matter here. As for the stuff within the Super Bowl, he performed a rap song. Like, he performed one of his popular rap songs. Congratulations. I don't see why I have to care.
But see, here's the thing about diversity. It's not wonderful for its own sake. Beauty and
Yes, it is. Diversity is wonderful for its own sake. Diversity, like, okay, I get it. You're a dumb racist bitch. I understand that. But understand from my perspective, diversity is good for its own sake. Diversity is great. Diversity means we get a bunch of different cultures. Diversity means we get a bunch of different opinions, a bunch of different ways that people were raised. Diversity also means that we get a bunch of different perspectives from different classes of society. Because we may not be in a caste system, but people still end up thrown into fucking different areas of society and get stuck. This is why we did redlining and shit. We get all kinds of shit. We get better culture because it doesn't get fucking homogenized. We get better perspectives. We get better food. We get better everything when we are diverse. Now, there's a conversation that needs to be had still about how well we treat each other in a diverse society, because it's especially white people have not done a very good fucking job at treating everybody around them. Anyway, man, back to your racist bullshit.
humanity come in all kinds of diverse forms, but so does the contents of my garbage can, which frankly is exactly where this halftime show belongs, even if you couldn't understand why.
Okay, yeah, and I can't. It's a rap song. Who gives a shit? Like, why does it matter? Why does it matter? And then I see other posts about this shit around, right? I've seen other posts about this shit around. Colin Wayne, the NFL choosing Bad Bunny for the Super Bowl halftime feels like another step away from what this moment is supposed to represent. An artist known for his anti-ICE views and open border activism does not reflect the values many fans associate with America's biggest stage. Why should the political values of the NFL matter? Why is that a thing that I'm supposed to give a shit about? That's why millions are choosing an alternative. Turning Point USA's All-American Halftime Show featuring Kid Rock with Brantley Gilbert, Lee Brice, and Gabby Barrett. Also, apparently, Reba McEntire as well. Many fans will flip the channel or stream online to support artists who actually love this country. So you know what's funny? Turning Point USA, possibly by view botting, I'm not 100% certain, got 6 million views on its stream. Now, there are some sources that have said that it's actually been closer to 18,000 real views, which is still a lot for a stream. Not as high as largest streams in world, but like still pretty fucking big. To give you an example of how big the stream is, if they managed to get 6 million views though, like Ninja at his peak was sitting at 600,000 views. So it's a big amount if they managed that. That said, I wouldn't think that Turning Point USA, the most famous right-wing organization now after the assassination of Charlie Kirk, rest in peace, and I would not think that the American right wing as a whole, which currently has control of the Senate, all of Congress, the executive branch, the judicial branch, the fact that they managed to get as many numbers as they did, any number they got would have just fucking made sense, right? That said, did you know that Bad Bunny's performance actually broke the halftime show's records in an age where TV is dying? Across all platforms, Bad Bunny managed to get about 2 million more concurrent views than the previous halftime show. That's insane to me. It's almost as if all of these people freaking out about nothing are freaking out about nothing. So, Social Migraine decided here, and I'm actually just gonna record this bit. You decided to link my own video to me, and so I remembered what this racist thumbnail was. Okay, and so you linked my own video to me, call me racist, and then you said fucking die with an AR-15 round. So first of all, no, I don't think I will, and I'm not gonna sink down to your level. I think a 22 would be better. I don't want it to end. I want it to hurt. That's not what I'm saying, though. What I'm saying is, more than anything, I told you that you have an open invite to come onto my stream. You have an open invite to come into my Discord and have a conversation with me live on stream in front of all these people. If you'd like to expose me as a racist, as somebody who deserves an AR-15 round, which isn't a fucking thing, by the way. That's we don't do our rounds by gun model. We do them by caliber, dumbass. You have an open invite to expose me to the entire world. You have every ability to do that, and instead you chose to be a coward and just yell in the chat. And that's fine. That's entirely fine. I understand. Your mom still folds your clothes. I get it. It makes perfect sense to me. But from that basement, I can't hear anything but your whining piss baby moans. Anyway, back to the video at hand. Now, it's really funny that, this video exists.
Nah, ni en mí mismo confío. Si quieres quedarte, hoy que hace frío y mañana te vas.
So, this is at Trump's private Super Bowl party, by the way. Donald Trump, right there, during his own private Super Bowl party, did not watch the Turning Point USA party. No, he watched the actual fucking Super Bowl. What a fucking weirdo. Also, yeah, it's still my video up there, I guess. Probably don't need that up there anymore, honestly. Not super important. Not super important at all. Anyway, despite all this, he did say the Super Bowl halftime show is absolutely terrible. One of the worst ever. It makes no sense. That's because you couldn't use Google Translate, you dumbass. It's an affront to the greatness of America, and it doesn't represent our standards of success, creativity, or excellence. That's why it had 2 million more views than the one that Kendrick Lamar did during the last Super Bowl. That's why it's the most watched Super Bowl halftime show of all time. That it meets the standards of success in America. You know what doesn't meet the standards of success? Donald Trump with any business he ever makes. Anyway, nobody understands a word this guy is saying, except for all the people who can speak Spanish, and the dancing is disgusting. Have you ever seen cheerleaders, my guy? This is no twerking cheerleaders. Oh boy, have you ever seen a cheerleader? There is a reason that we fetishize them. You dingus. Anyway, Jasper says Bad Bunny's an American and 45 million Americans could understand it without a translator. Yup. This show is just a slap in the face to our country, which is setting new standards and records every day, including the best stock market and 401ks in history. There is nothing inspirational about this mess of a halftime show, and watch, it will get great reviews from the fake news media because they haven't got a clue what is going on in the real world. By the way, the NFL should immediately make its ridiculous new kickoff rule. Replace its ridiculous new kickoff rule. Make America great again, Donald J. Trump. My fucking God, buddy. My fucking God. Why are you like this? It's so sad and pathetic. And yet, we get posts like this from Republican Army. No one watched that woke Super Bowl halftime slop. What a joke. The Super Bowl halftime show turned out to be a complete disaster. Far from the wholesome entertainment families expected. Have you ever seen the halftime show? Are you stupid? Instead of honoring American traditions with uplifting music, the NFL chose an artist whose style clashed with core values. You know, Jay-Z's been the guy running the fucking show for years, right? Am I incorrect on that one? Is that like I feel like maybe I'm not incorrect there. Fucking hell. Nip slips have happened to the show. No one watched it. Yeah, all 135 million was the number, BT dubs. Janet Jackson's boob showed up during the halftime show. Yep. The performance itself was chaotic and over the top. Yeah, it's a performance. What do you expect? Filled with explicit lyrics. Yes, it's rap. What do you expect? What should have been a unifying moment became a spectacle of excess. It's the fucking halftime show. It's of course going to be a spectacle of excess. What the fuck are you on about? It's a show done in the middle of one of the most excessive ideas a country's ever come up with, paying millions of dollars to a bunch of buff people to get brain damage and toss a fucking ball. It is the definition of excess in every fucking way possible. What the hell are you on about? Anyway, here's Benny Johnson.
Americans are pissed at the woke Super Bowl halftime show in Spanish. Check this out.
Like, I mean this in the most respectful, like, way.
I love how a single black American is now all black Americans. Social Headache, once again, being a coward and not coming on the show to actually talk, despite telling me that I need a bullet in my brain. Honestly, any other band or singer would have been better than that pro-illegal immigrant anti-ICE virtue signal. My guy, just hop on fucking Discord. SURIS on Discord. Add me as friend. Send me a call. Let's have a conversation. You can even come on here and say fucking slurs. I don't give a shit. Anyway.
Possible. But if there was ever a time to call ICE, the Super Bowl halftime show is when y'all should have called them.
Why would I watch the halftime show or care if I don't understand what he's saying?
Have you ever... I'm just curious. Hold on. Real quick. I understand that thought process. But allow me to get a little racist for a minute. Just a little bit. Are you guys okay with me getting a little racist real quick? Because I'm going to get a little bit racist. Do you know, in America, if you are a black American, there's a non-zero chance that your upbringing was filled with a lot of anime. There is a decent mix, especially in the Atlanta region, between black Americans and watching anime. So, if you can't jam to something you can't understand immediately because of the lyrics, I don't know. Maybe, this sound should be weird to you. We're definitely getting hit for this one. Like, I'm just saying, I can't understand a fucking word. Ignore the lyrics at the bottom. I can't understand a fucking word anyone is saying in this opening. It is a banger. It is a jam. It gets stuck in my head for months at a fucking time. I have no fucking clue what any of it is saying anymore. I never fucking read the lyrics. I don't care. It's a goddamn banger. And yet, I can't understand the words. I don't care. Also, speaking of anime, how many of you dumbasses make that exact argument, and yet... The nanosecond this starts playing, your neurons were activated. Like, no, don't even fucking do that shit with me. I don't care. I never want to hear this. I can't understand it, therefore I can't jam to it. Shut the fuck up. None of you understand a word in dubstep because it usually doesn't have any other than like a fucking stinger line, and you still jam out to that shit. I don't want to hear jack. Anyway, Benny, back to saying that a random handful of black people are black Americans. TM.
You say y'all trying to go do anything else but listen to this? All right, come on.
I gotta use ChatGPT to understand this. Oh God, boy. ChatGPT, can you translate what Bad Bunny is saying at the halftime performance for me?
Have you ever considered maybe possibly that each one of these things gets reactions and therefore content creators are like they are incentivized to continue doing content that gets reactions? Have you ever considered that?
Bro! This is Ricky Marty. This is not Tupac. This is not nobody. It's Black History Month. Well, who's Ricky Marty?
There we go. The subtitles are in English now.
Put the game back on. I can't stand this.
Oh no, an old person didn't like music from current year? Oh no, you've definitely got a point, Benny. Oh man, oh god, my liberal mind, don't call me a fucking liberal, my liberal mind is so owned right now. Oh god, oh jeez, oh man, my nipples are hard. I mean, what? Just Google lyrics and use translate as needed, or don't give a shit and recognize that music isn't just lyrics. It's fine. Who fucking cares? Jess is sitting there. Oh, jeez, Rick. Oh, jeez, Rick. Jesus Christ. Social Headache was able to, so you can understand the words I'm saying. Called me liberal. Aw, that's so cute. And yet you still won't come and say words like in Discord with me, like a fucking coward. I see. You're barely even the stream pet. Though, like, if we're talking about anime, I guess you would be the kind of stream pet that began as a girl and a dog and got, like, glued together by a guy voiced by the voice actor for Android 17. So, yeah, that sounds about right. Anyway, that was a liberal halftime show, everybody. Sorry. The Super Bowl halftime show. Hey, you made it to the end. I want to give an extra thanks to the patrons who allow me to do this full time. I want to thank Aaron Rail, Astral, Britzkrieg, Jemshin, Poundini, Red Joker, Victoria, Jonas, Craig, Tarika, Fireshard, Smiling GM, John, Dren Hadamada, Creeper, Sagitta, you know I'm not saying that last part, Valis of Seraph, Ottoman Angel, Rooster Rachel, and Fire Panda, who are all my $20 and up patrons.